I hope my screen is visible. So we are discussing. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So in today's session, we will discuss how to approach the newspaper. Okay, it is one of the most important things since you guys are done with the very basic books. Now you have certain understanding of certain terms, and this understanding is going to improve by every chapter that you are going to read from the 11th or 12th NCRTs or moving towards our reference books. Okay, more and more you will get into the newspaper, more and more your preparation will become, I'll say, comprehensive. Okay, you will find your preparation mixed up in the newspaper itself. Like you will find content for the GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, sometimes premise specific, and editorials, which we were not touching till now, as I had deliberately asked you guys not to touch editorials, that we will learn how they help us in formation of opinion, or how the editorial influence or our opinions, how they make us more informed about any issue. Because whenever you read editorials, you will find 2 or 3 different writers writing editorials of the similar topic. You will find that, yeah, sometimes you will agree to some other people, sometimes you will agree to some other writer. So sometimes you will have your own opinion where you will agree to some and disagree to another. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in today's session. So this is the front page. So what kind of news is important for you? So if you look at this news, okay, just a minute, let me admit him as well. I guess our house is full now, so no one is missing the session. This is just the start of the session. Okay, so what kind of news you should focus? It is talking about high court, judges. A term is there, marital rape, law. Okay, so this news itself becomes important that you have to read. Okay, first I am not going into the content of the news. I'm just telling you which news to avoid and which news you should 110% do. Fine. So you will generally find these things in your GS paper too, because it is related to polity, constitution, and governance. Fine. Now, SC puts sedition trials on hold. It means something related to sedition law, that is section 124A. Okay. So again, this is important news for you. You should read about it. Fine. Moving ahead. In the first page itself. Now, if you look at the news, this one, this is money laundering case. At the most, it can be used an example in ethics. You can go to the certain thing that a particular agency is involved. So you will not find anything quite relevant according to your UPSC level for the time being, I will say. In the mains, it might be having some other significance. We are just talking about the initial levels where you are standing presently. Okay. Now, beating inflation, RBI may have to kill demand hike rate. So this is one of the beautiful articles you will find this year in this day newspaper. Okay, I have taken Indian Express deliberately because I follow the same, and I've asked you to follow the same as well. UP removed DGP 10 months after his appointment, says disregarding work. Again, you will find that not much importance is there. You will find that there are certain reasons. Okay. So I will not say that this is the most important news. Now polarization overhyped has a position persists with any course. Cause Kishore. This is the news you have to avoid. No need to read about it, even on the page 4 itself. Am I audible?
Okay, sir.
I will be switching off my video just because like there's some network issue at my home, like light is not there, so Wi-Fi won't be working. So I hope this is fine with all of you. I'll just connect it back from my mobile. Okay, so we don't have to go for these kind of news. Fine. I hope my screen is visible and my voice is quite audible. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for confirming. Okay, 9 years after son died under citizenship, Assam movement declared Indian. No need. Good stories to be written. I should not say that. I might sound that I'm not empathetic towards her, but no need for UPSC for the time being. I won't be reading it. So again, this page will be only continuation from the previous page, so I won't be dealing. Now, again, demolition drive and all, it might be a cause of concern that yes, some question come or something, but no. Either it will be asked in interview if you belongs to Delhi or whatever your regional region is. Okay, this is basically Delhi page. Okay, had you been a newspaper in Chandigarh, it would have been Chandigarh page. It would have talked about it. So it might become that illegal construction and all that everyone can tackle without even reading these news. You will find enough number of reasons from your magazines and all. Fine. So no need to read at all. You can avoid it as well. These things you need not to read. Now the city, again, nothing to be worried. You can read about your like particular state, but nothing to be worried. UPSC in the prelims or mains won't ask state specific questions in general. They can help you in the quoting case studies, but again, these will be enough examples that you will be having by the time you will write mains. Now this is something. See, now Lumbini gears up for the Modi's visit. So as our Prime Minister is going, Gautam Buddha Airport is there. Why Lumbini, birthplace of Lord Buddha? It itself becomes important. You can read. It is actually re-revising your GS1 only. Na? It is a part of history. So you can read it. Okay, Maya Devi temple is there. You just underline. See, whenever I am reading newspaper, I keep underlining this. Sitting with you guys with pen and tab and discussing all this is the only reason when you read newspaper, make sure you too mark certain things like that. Okay. He's also like the foundation is from monastery. So he will be working on some monastery connectivity of the Buddhist shrines. Okay. So it can be one of the points when you write mains that how you can promote tourism, connectivity of Buddhist shrines, Muslim shrines, Hinduism shrines. Okay. This can be one of the things. Okay. So it can be a city hydro project, Debua, sorry, has said that reluctant only power from China aided project in Nepal. He will talk to people about the wet set project. So what is this project? Which river it is? It can be a question for the current affairs. Fine. Now, why top courts orders virtually stalls operation of sedition law? See, as I said, that this paper has dealt with this issue in thorough manner. Okay, so you have to do this kind of PM to take part in global COVID summit, global something. You can read it. Fine. So you will get to know what India is doing, if India is being criticized for something or being appreciated for something. Now, opposition parties hail SC order, BJP say Congress government being rectified and all. Whenever the things are political, you might find it interesting, but I will say you don't need to read it. Am I clear? I'm quite speaking in a poetic manner just to attract your attention. So these are the time wasters in newspapers. Stop sedition propaganda, TV journalist, SC to police. It can be one of the example, but need not to read thoroughly. Avoid. So you see, wherever there is the politicians and all are coming, I'm saying avoid. Okay. Now see, BJP's plans minority outage. So what should I do? I will not read. In focus at Kong Chintan Shipper. Okay, let them do Chintan. I am a UPSC aspirant. I don't belong to Congress. Be it BJP, even we don't belong to BJP as well. Anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen. That's why we'll read nothing from you. See, wherever there are political situations, I'm not reading. Okay. So, Home Minister said that PM Modi is quite empathetic and peacock and all. So, we won't read it. Okay. Even after reading 1-2 line, you are quite clear that you don't have to read it. You are quite clear. You don't have to read it. Okay. Most union ministers are active on social media, but civil officials is among the ones who take swift action a few days ago. So this is something you might quote in the mains, but for the timing, since you are the beginner, okay, you will take lots of time to read newspaper. So why to waste on these things? Not right now. I won't do it. I won't recommend it for the starting. So if you know that, you will find that most of the paper I'm just cutting out. Okay. Now following law on halal and all, we don't care. Man behind the telecom revolution, we don't care. We will care after certain time, but right now we don't care. Let me be bureaucrat. I will have a Jayanti. Okay. Ensure Pak Hindus not harassed. Adher Dusha, I don't care. Modi government does not take decision to please people, but to good of people, we don't care. Means good statement, but nothing to be related to UPSC. So if this is FCRA corruption case, you need not to go in deep, but do search what is FCRA. Legally, sex worker can say no, not wife, judge. Delhi High Court judge is tagging on. So you can read it out because it will help you in developing jurisprudence. It means how to understand the law, legal terminals, or will help in polity answer writing. Because remember, whenever we cannot say anything, if the judge has said same thing, we will say, okay, judge has said. So we assume that he is quite minded person. So we agree to him. Sometimes we okay. So you can read. And now youth is stabbing spark criminal tension. So what should I do? Let the police do whatever he or she wants to do. I will study. Now below normal and all. Okay. First, a militant killed in North Kashmir gunfight. So what should I do? Kill na? If taking away mosque solve the problem, PDP leader. Again, statement. I don't read. I won't read. DGCA finds minor flaws in aircraft maintenance during spot checks. Good job, but what should I do? Below normal mercury. Here, WMO report, more rainfall. We should read about it. Okay. We will read about it, but make sure that you don't avoid and you understand the terms, terminologies. Whichever you are not understanding, Google. Fine. More downwards. Delhi High Court said to have a Chief Justice, 5 High Court to get Chief Justice as well. So here you can learn that if you can understanding the process, how Chief Justice is being appointed. You should not go for the names and all. It might help you in the state PSC examinations, but not in UPSC. Okay. So this is it. You can read. Now, editorial page, I will say avoid. Till now, I have asked you guys to read only headlines. Now, I have asked you guys to go deeper, but at the same time, try to understand what you don't have to read. By bringing in this issue, I've told you what kind of and how kind of news you have to avoid. Fine. Editorial, I'm not suggesting right now to reading, therefore, I won't be discussing as well. Editorial we will do once we are ready for it. As I said that once we are ready with the basic terminologies, we will move into the newspaper reading. Now we are into the newspaper reading. Let us build up some opinion and all. Then we will go back to it. Fine. Till now, any questions, any queries? If any, guys say yes or no because I cannot see the faces.
No,
No, sir.
no, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So MSU syndicate, rusticates, fine arts student. So what should I do? Let them. Lucknow University, Professor Book for Varanasi Temple. Let him be. Asani vehicles to deep depression on the same reviews preparedness. What is this? Asani is somewhere cyclone. So what is depression in cyclone? You should know. You will find that what kind of things like a cyclone avoids. So rather than reading all this, even if you read, you should be clear with the terminology of cyclones. If required, do watch video on YouTube. Parents book for combining sun with over 20 stray dogs. So what should I do? Very nice parents. Okay. Don't call me as I'm pathetic, but yes. Presently, I cannot do. I'm reading newspaper from the UPSC. Okay, so TDP leader granted bail. He should be in jail. What should I do? Brother of PSI scam. What should I do? Punjab man arrested suspect on run. What should I do? Cops. Okay, Gyan Vapi case. When the verdict is out, I will be concerned only then. Before that, let it be. I really don't care. Because on the day of verdict, I will know what side I have to take. HC states for auditioning of judicial panel. Okay, why so? Here you should be. Wait a minute. You should be clear with the process. Okay. Now. Explained page, if you are referring Indian Express, I will say you can do it. Okay. You just read one article from it, not all. So here you can read sedition law. Apple iPhone its rise, fall influence. So what I don't have kidney to be sold to purchase an Apple. A poor joke, but it doesn't matter over here. Okay, I have told you that do only one article. So rest explained articles you can avoid for the time being. Explained and editorial, I will let you know when you have to start again. As I said that I will let you know. Okay, same word. Okay. These are add. Okay, fine. Now, Sri Lankan president says will appoint new. See, read these news. you will find first of all them story based so interesting, and it will help you in developing knowledge about international relations. International relations news you can say. Now, Al Jazeera reporter shot dead during raid by Israeli forces. Channel says Israel soldiers shot her. PM Bennett points to armed Palestinians. So, controversial things UPSC won't ask, and I don't care. And it won't affect India, Israel, or India Palestine relations. So, I don't care. Court probes Interpol chief for torture claims. Let them probe. I don't care. Ukraine is pushing Russia forces back, restricting flow of gas to Europe. Fine. What are the repercussions? What are the consequences? I will read about it. That's why I am reading. Hong Kong arrest Roman Catholic. Again, I don't care. Paraguay's prosecutor on honeymoon shot dead. So what should I do? Won't read. Battery powered fall from Greek island plays bets on the green future. This you should do. Your science and technology questions sometimes in the prelims are coming from this area. Mains questions are also. So this is talking something about the new tech. So you should read about it. Fine, not to avoid. Classified, we don't have to do. Economy is the most important, I will say, one of the important things, since you guys are already watching videos and all. So with the passing day and the day you will start doing NCRTs as well, you will be able to understand these terminologies. Believe me, the day when you will understand your, what to say, newspaper economic page, believe me, you are done with the 70% of economy preparation of the UPSC. Fine. So you have to read these things in the starting. You can avoid, say, we flex need to tap phones and during probe. Okay, you can avoid for the time being. Morgan Stanley, okay, GDP growth, this, you will find the reasons why they have downgraded. Do try to understand how government functions. You can read about it. Now, PV dispatches dip out of recent real interest 5 megatrends to shape us all. Read about it. Google paying over 300 new publishers. Read about it. They are paying to the news publishers in EU, but not in India. So it might be the case that soon Indian government will have same stance. Now, this is the news you won't understand, so don't read. Anyone of you if interested in share market and investing in USA, then you can read. Nothing over here. Sports, do give a headline check only if you are not interested. Not more than headline. Okay. That's it. Try to play Sudoku, good for brain. Will help you in CSET as well. Don't read horoscope, they are all false. So sports I've already dealt. So that's it.